Marvel's darkest secret just leaked, and it connects Captain America to Thanos. The truth about vibranium will shock you. Why does the super soldier serum never work twice? The answer traces back to a cosmic weapon buried in Wakanda. Watch till the end, because once you see the proof, you'll question every Marvel movie. This changes the MCU forever. Across the vast, intricate lattice of the Marvel Universe, are there unseen threads linking the Power Stone, vibranium, and the enigmatic super soldier serum into a singular, monumental timeline. While the Infinity Stones are often reduced to their apocalyptic potential when wielded in the gauntlet, their history is far richer, more layered, leaving fingerprints across the annals of Earth's greatest legends and icons. The Tesseract, for instance, did far more than simply fuel a war. It birthed the very technology that would one day become Tony Stark's arc reactor, and it gifted Carol Danvers the near-divine abilities that set her apart. Likewise, the Mind Stone was a keystone, its chaotic power giving rise to Ultron's monstrous sentience, Vision's gentle soul, and awakening the slumbering force within Wanda Maximoff, forging the Scarlet Witch. But let us dare to imagine, could the Power Stone itself have been the primordial force behind the indestructibility of vibranium and the perfection of the super soldier serum? To follow this thread, we must first descend into the hidden heart of Wakanda, as portrayed in Black Panther. Here lies vibranium, not merely a metal, but a phenomenon, a substance with the uncanny gift of absorbing, storing, and redistributing kinetic energy more efficiently than anything else known to Earth. Its potency was no mere accident of nature. Legend tells of a meteor, ancient and otherworldly, that crashed into Africa's soil, seeding the land with an alien energy that transformed the flora and fauna, culminating in the heart-shaped herb, a plant whose purple hue mirrors the royal regalia of Wakanda and whose powers elevated ordinary men into demigods. Vibranium at its core thrums with life and light, and the ore called Ra, refined vibranium, gleams with a distinctive violet shimmer. This same color, striking and violent, pours from the Power Stone whenever it's unleashed. Recall Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1. The Collector unveils the grim legacy of the Infinity Stones, revealing a vision of Essen the Searcher, a celestial titan, wielding the Power Stone to obliterate a civilization in a single, terrifying instant. The aftermath is telling. A planet, awash in that unmistakable violet radiation, its core infected, corrupted, and ultimately annihilated. Now, what if fragments of that sundered world did not simply scatter into the void, but found their way to Earth, crashing into the cradle of what would one day be Wakanda? If the vibranium meteor was not just an interstellar rock, but the charred relic of a world undone by the Power Stone's fury, the implications are staggering. That residual cosmic energy could have imprinted itself upon the vibranium, infusing it, and through it, the heart-shaped herb, with properties that would otherwise defy all earthly science. It would explain the herb's radical alterations to human physiology and the way the Black Panther suit can absorb kinetic energy, storing it until it can be unleashed in devastating bursts, an echo of the Power Stone's own cataclysmic capabilities. Indeed, the abilities attributed to vibranium, to absorb, store, and release energy on command, mimic the Power Stone's descriptions with uncanny precision. This is not mere coincidence. It is the ancient echo of a celestial weapon, carved into the bones of the Earth itself. But the web stretches further still. Could the Power Stone's influence have extended beyond Wakanda's hidden borders? Perhaps even to the laboratories of the 1940s, in the throes of World War II. Could it have found its way into the veins of Steve Rogers, the world's first and most iconic super soldier? To pursue this, we must revisit the origins of the super soldier serum. Dr. Abraham Erskine, fleeing the shadow of Nazi tyranny, carried with him the unfinished fruits of his labor. A formula that, when first tested on Johann Schmidt, the Red Skull, produced a twisted, monstrous result. Only later, with the resources of the Strategic Scientific Reserve, and with the keen mind of Howard Stark by his side, did Erskine refine his masterpiece, culminating in the transformation of a frail Brooklyn boy into Captain America. But there remains a mystery: vibranium. Steve's shield, unique and indestructible, was fashioned from a vibranium prototype. Yet the film remains silent on how the Allies acquired such a rare and exotic material. Could Howard Stark, ever the relentless innovator, have stumbled upon Wakanda during his global pursuits for rare technologies? Vibranium's existence was known to the outside world, if only as a whisper, a legend. Wakanda, cloaked though it was, might have allowed a fleeting glimpse of its treasure to outsiders sympathetic to their ideals. It is not beyond reason to imagine that in the chaos of global war, Wakanda's rulers, recognizing the shared threat of Hydra and the Nazis, might have granted a small sample of their sacred metal to the Allies. But what if vibranium was not the only treasure exchanged? The heart-shaped herb, so fiercely guarded, so deeply revered, could it have fallen into Erskine's hands, not by gift, but by theft or scientific subterfuge? Wakandan defenses, after all, were formidable, but not impenetrable in the 1940s. And even if the herb itself was beyond reach, the very ecosystem around it, saturated with the same energy, could have yielded clues. A leaf, a root, a trace amount of extract. Just enough for Erskine's genius to divine the missing element his serum needed. If the heart-shaped herb's properties were indeed influenced by the Power Stone, then Erskine's serum would have been a cocktail of scientific ingenuity and ancient cosmic force. This would explain why his formula could never be replicated, because it was never purely of this earth to begin with. Thus, Steve Rogers was not simply the product of human ambition, but of a convergence of cosmic happenstance, earthly genius, and interstellar catastrophe. His strength, speed, and resilience were not just the result of serum and science, but the legacy of a dying planet's last cry, preserved in a violet meteorite, hidden away in Wakanda's sacred ground. Perhaps one of the most tantalizing mysteries behind Captain America's transformation, and the reason the super soldier serum has proven almost impossible to replicate, is that it may have included something far beyond the reach of human science, an alien element, one as rare as it is misunderstood. In light of this, Captain America's abilities take on an eerie resemblance to those of Wakanda's Black Panther. Both possess strength, speed, agility, and endurance elevated to near superhuman levels. And when they stand side by side, neither outshines the other. Consider their engagements throughout Civil War, Infinity War, and Endgame. Steve Rogers and T'Challa clash and fight in lockstep, trading blows with no clear victor. They charge into battle during the Wakandan assault in Infinity War, and it's striking that neither outruns the other. Their strides, their velocity, their leaps into the fray mirror each other perfectly. Even in the airport battle of Civil War, their combat styles, though distinct, appear almost synchronized, with no one figure emerging superior. This unsettling parody hints at something deeper. Captain America's transformation involved more than just chemistry. It included Vita rays, a mysterious energy bath crucial to stabilizing and amplifying the serum's effects. Energy absorption, the same fundamental property that defines vibranium, and by extension, the heart-shaped herb, echoes in the creation of Steve Rogers. Vibranium absorbs and redirects energy. So does Captain America's body, engineered to its pinnacle by radiation no earthly source could easily replicate. This reliance on energy manipulation is not a coincidence. Bruce Banner, years later, would attempt to re-engineer the super soldier formula using gamma radiation, a raw, unstable energy source. Yet the results were catastrophic. Instead of replicating Rogers, Banner's experiment unleashed the Hulk, a creature born not of balance, but of unbridled, destructive mutation. The missing piece wasn't just the formula's chemical makeup, it was the specific, almost symbiotic energy compatibility, something Banner's gamma rays could not achieve. The success of the original super soldier serum may not have hinged purely on the chemistry, but on the unique, energy-infused ingredient derived from the extraterrestrial vibranium meteor, and by extension, the residual force of the Power Stone buried deep within. If this theory holds, it suggests that both Captain America and Black Panther owe their strength to the same cosmic source. The Power Stone, indirectly transmitted through the heart-shaped herb and its radiation-saturated environment. Their matching abilities are not a fluke, but the resonant echo of a shared inheritance, a power older than civilization, coursing through their veins. However, evolution in science rarely rests. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier introduced us to Dr. Wilfred Nagel's re-engineered super soldier serum, a formula that no longer required irradiation or external energy inputs. After decades of failure, it appears Nagel found a method to sidestep the ancient dependencies. His creation doesn't inflate muscles to grotesque proportions, nor mutate the body into a caricature of strength. Instead, it grants power while leaving the outward appearance unchanged, strength woven seamlessly into the very fabric of the recipient's being. This represents a colossal leap forward, a serum no longer tethered to the alien energy of the heart-shaped herb, nor dependent on radiation to unlock its potential. In Nagel's hands, the essence of the super soldier serum was distilled and refined, shedding its extraterrestrial roots and becoming something wholly modern. Not just a recreation, but a revolution. Yet even with this new achievement, it is hard to ignore that what made Captain America unique was not merely his strength or speed, but the symbiosis between man and energy. Rogers was, perhaps unknowingly, the living embodiment of cosmic legacy, a soldier not only of human ingenuity, but also of the silent, lingering wrath of the stars. Nagel's serum, stripped of its cosmic lineage, might grant strength, but it lacks the ineffable, ancient resonance that made Steve Rogers a legend. In the end, it seems that while science can mimic and even improve upon the physical results, it can never quite recapture the raw, mythic origin of Earth's first super soldier, a man unknowingly carrying the spark of the Power Stone itself within his blood. So, was Captain America secretly powered by an Infinity Stone? Or is there an even bigger secret behind vibranium? Drop your wildest theories in the comments. I'll be debating the craziest ones. And if you're not subscribed yet, you're missing out. The next Marvel breakdown will expose something even bigger. Hit that button before you go.